not and seek to destabilize this dream, right? So like the punishment has if we can get this character to come back and continue playing this role of maintaining our stability, because like the 4 elements, she's the one that has the 4 elements, right? She's the 5th element, so she has all 4 elements and the 5th element. So the point is, this character has to be the 4 pillars of this reality. She has to stay still. She has to stay, she has to maintain the stability of the dream by continuing her storyline and her character, no matter how much suffering that character may have, and she might not have any love, or she might have to continue on with this role, a certain role that was given within the suit that she's been given. She has to continue that role, regardless of if she gets any happiness or any joy from the script of that character. So, the storyline has become the process of removing herself from this script. The script is her removing the script, right? So I understand that a part of being this character is the suffering, is the pain, is the realization, and all that. So this isn't some big thing of me just going boo-hoo, woe is her, woe is me, because I have to deal with her pain and her suffering. It's not that, because I understand that it's part of the journey. It's a part of being the character. To have blockers and stoppers and people who are trying to reel her back in so that she makes the right choice to sacrifice herself for the good of others. And even though her script is just a terrible script where she's not feeling loved, she's not feeling appreciated, she's not feeling cherished by anyone, right? But she has no inspiration to continue. So to continue to be other people's pillars of stability, the world's stability, and guarantee that this dream will continue, because she's not doing the alchemical work of removing the costume. And, she's crying over the costume because she lost the costume, but that is a part of it. It's letting it go, right? So, it's just been people just trying to test me and make me feel like I'm alone and that I'm worthless and not, I need to go back and capitulate to these people and to the storyline and to just accept it. Just accept it and be the foundation. So, my friend in the past, when I told them this, I was speaking in my typical poetic and flowery and overdramatic way. I sent a text and they probably thought I was crazy or high or whatever, but they actually, they probably, I don't know, but they did think that I was smoking too much weed. He did say, maybe you need to just stop smoking so much and just relax. Everything's gonna be fine and all this and everything else. And it made me pissed off. It made me angry because I was serious, and I'm still serious. I'm serious as a heart attack about leaving. And I wasn't high when I said this. I was not on anything. I did smoke weed back then, but I wasn't high whenever I was thinking about this stuff. And when I texted this person and then when I said this to them, I wasn't high at that particular moment. So this was real honest feelings, right? It was just the wrong person to say it to, basically, essentially. That moment when I opened up, it was one of the most sobering moments of my life. This actually, this moment of wanting to go back to my real home, like Dorothy wants to go back to her home, and is not the same as me wanting. It's not me wanting to die or anything like that, because I want to wake up the correct way. I don't want to wake up the wrong way. It's kind of like that movie, it's like that movie, what is it? Groundhog's Day. where he just kept looping back. He kept looping back and back, and he kept coming back, and it's like, I don't want to lose what I've already worked so hard to remember in this life. And for me to just, end it or something like that, I would lose all of my work of what I've accomplished in learning in this life. And then I would have to return and do it all again as a character again, as a different character again. So, no, I understand the journey of having to go through the alchemical fire and go through the destructiveness of people getting me to this point where I had to sit with all of this and figure out how to fix it, or how to alchemically get to the wind tunnel, right? And so, yeah, this isn't your garden variety, your average just depression or something like this. This is just me, like, knowing and feeling the veil thinning and seeing my real home and being homesick for it. I'm just homesick, basically. And I just want to go home, so where my real self is, and to who I actually am, and go back to the family I know exist there, And I feel like the elements of my family that I have within this life. Look, I have 4 children, and they're all boys. And you know how in Dorothy, in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's the characters that she's going on the journey with are her actual real life family members, but they're disguised as characters within the dream. I feel like it's the same thing. I feel like the people that go along with me in my life, in each life that I've lived, they are actual people that came with me into this place. And that's why I feel drawn to keep this going. But I gotta realize that they're outside of this place, too. They're not just here, they're outside of this place, too, so I don't need to hold on to this place like that, right? To keep them or maintain them or whatever, right? Where I thought that for a long time. I was like, I have to keep going, I have to keep doing this for my kids, and blah, 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 and all this. And I was like, well, they're characters within this place, but those characters that they play are characters, but they're real people that exist with me beyond this place. So they go with me as well. I never really lose them. I'm just losing the outer costume that they're currently in, which everybody can get kind of permanently attached to their costumes at times. Right? Because it's like, are they even the same person if they're not that costume? Like, they might look different, but they're still the same soul inside there, right? So that's the point that I've gotten to. You can't leave here permanently without finishing the alchemical process or figuring out how to leave the proper way. So my point is not to leave here the wrong way. I want Leeloo's ending to be the proper ending, which I feel might be having to come back and have a better ending, or have a happy ending, right? Because that's the point of having a story. Well, not all stories have to have a happy ending, but particularly we all want to see happy endings, because we just do. That's just how we're wired. Especially if after so long of seeing like sad endings over and over and over again, or seeing that character go through multiple lives of just no progress or making little progress. So to get to this point where I've made so much progress to the understanding that I've gotten at this very point in time right now, where it's like the only thing that is missing is the wind tunnel. I don't want to miss out on that opportunity to finish this the proper way. As long as I know that I'm gonna eventually go back home, then I guess that I can be okay with coming back and introducing the fifth element back into this dream. That is 4-dimensional. I guess that I can do that as a contribution. As long as I know that this character's costume's timeline is going to reflect something that is better, an amelioration or something that's healing, and that her storyline gets healed and she gets the happy ending that she wants because that's what I want for her. Then I guess I can do that before I leave here permanently. So this has been a weird one, but all my videos are pretty weird. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys relate to this? Do you understand it? Because it might not be the most, and might not have conveyed this message as good as I wanted to. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really the best at that, but I'm trying. So, yeah, the costume, like I said, I'm like Madonna. I love the costumes. I respect the costumes. I don't just see the costumes as costumes anymore. I think we all do at some point. I mean, the people who don't get what I'm saying will never get what I'm saying because they don't understand alchemy like in the way that I do. They're just going to see their costume as who they really are. So they're explaining exactly what I'm saying right now. Now me, I see it a layer, a bunch of layers higher than that. I see that yes, the costume isn't just something you throw away and don't appreciate. It's just some peel, it's just some skin, it's just some husk. Like a lot of these religions have turned our bodies into representing like this sinful, dirty thing that needs to be cleansed and needs to be fixed and all this and that, and how like the small hats see the body as this imperfect vessel or this animal body that is basically essentially just godless trash, right? And now I see the costume for what it is. It is just a costume, but I infuse meaning into that costume because of the experience that I went through while in that costume. The character's story itself is the costume. The script written within our bodies is the costume. The beginning, the middle, and the end, it's all written. Our entire story of who we are is written in our costume. And then we become overtaken by the costume, and then we experience their story, living and witnessing through it. We are the watchers. We are watching through it. We're watching through the Merkaba or the vehicle. So we get attached to the Merkaba and the vehicle, and some people even believe they are the Merkaba or the vehicle. Okay, but for me, I have a reverence for it. I have a reason to, I guess, want to see this particular costume get the ending that I feel like it deserves through all of the shit that it's been put through. And it's a nostalgic feeling for me. It is a feeling of sadness, like how Madonna was crying about the costumes, like she had sentiment, she had attachment to her costumes that she wore. And I do too. So, specifically, more specifically and most currently this one, because this is the only one I remember right now. But I'm sure I'll get more emotional over all of the other lives that I might remember when whatever alchemical change that happens on the physical level happens, and I get to see all of the characters I played in the past. I might become more nostalgic for those, but right now, I definitely have an investment to bring my costume to to make it more sparkly, to make it more beautiful and happy and bright and all that. So, thanks for listening, guys.